Good evening, and welcome to Berkeley Electric Cooperative's annual meeting. Thank you for joining us. I'm Micah Ponce, Communications and Media Specialist at Berkeley Electric. If you were one of the thousands who voted at one of our 4 drive-through locations over the past 2 weeks, thank you. Your participation in the governance of your cooperative is greatly appreciated. We will open the meeting with an invocation by Jesse Simmons, Fleet Manager for Berkeley Electric.
The God of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob, Heavenly Father, we come right now thanking you for all your blessings that you have bestowed upon us. We ask your power, strength, comfort, and guidance upon our staff, upon Berkeley Electric Co-op employees. Give us the strength to work safe, and we ask your blessing upon this annual meeting, that it would be what you would have it to be. And God, we pray for all pastors and all churches, believers and non-believers as well. Strengthen us where we are weak and build us up where we are torn down. And when this journey is over, give us a home where Job declared, where the wicked cease from trouble and the weary soul shall be at rest. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jesse. If you are able, please stand with us as we say the Pledge of Allegiance together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all. And now, please continue standing for the playing of our national anthem. Again, thank you for joining us for the business portion of Berkeley Electric's annual meeting. I'm pleased to report we have reached a quorum during the 4 days of drive-through registration and voting over the past 2 weeks. For those who are interested, the Secretary Treasurer's Report was made available in the October edition of South Carolina Living, the 2025 Berkeley Electric calendar, and is available for review on our website. And now, let's join Berkeley Electric's President and CEO, Mike Fuller, for his report.
Hi, I'm Mike Fuller, President and CEO of Berkeley Electric Cooperative. Thank you for joining us for this year's annual meeting. It's been another busy year at your co-op. Berkeley Electric continues to grow as more people and businesses move to the Lowcountry. The employees at your co-op also continue to work hard to serve our members, both new and old, in the best possible way. Whether that's setting new records for reliability or sharpening our service skills, it also means advocating for you at the State House and in Washington to keep our power affordable and plentiful. The Tri-County was spared the worst of hurricane season this year, but we did have several days of repair to restore service after Tropical Storm Debbie and Hurricane Helene hit our area. Unfortunately, many of our sister co-ops in South Carolina were not as fortunate. Some of the hardest hit areas had members out of power for weeks. We were glad to lend them a hand after our repairs were wrapped up. We sent dozens of trucks all over South Carolina and Georgia and sent aid to North Carolina. That's the co-op way. We know they'll do the same for us. I'd like to take you around our 4 districts and meet a few of our employees to learn from them what's been keeping us busy. Let's get started right here in Moncks Corner, where we hosted a statewide line workers rodeo in 2024. Okay, Kevin, thanks a lot for joining me here in the Moncks Corner District. to talk about the 2024 Lineman's Rodeo, where we hosted co-ops from across the state. So tell us a little bit about how it went.
Absolutely. The rodeo this past year was a really good event. We had a really good turnout. It's the first time Berkeley ever hosted the rodeo. We had a really good turnout with participation, teams and apprentices. We had around 15 teams, about 60 apprentices that participated. All the co-ops in the state was represented, whether they were judging, volunteering. We had See Us, New Horizon, Central was actually here too. Preparation of the rodeo was really big as well, with just preparing for that big day. It took months in advance of preparation with events, the layout of the event site, parking, the setup of vendors. We had over 37 vendors that showed up. The day of the rodeo, we had 800 plus attendees, so it was a really big day for Berkeley. Beautiful weather, and it was a really good turnout.
Right, and that's a big part, is it took a lot of time and effort on our employees and statewide folks and even other co-ops coming to help.
Absolutely.
So just the logistics of making sure that it happens. Yeah. So you've sat in a few different seats during this. You've been a participant, you've been a judge for several years.
Yep.
And this year you were kind of over all of it.
Yeah. So
thinking through that process of a judge, a participant, over all of it, why do we do this? Why is the Lineman's Rodeo important?
For me, even starting out as a participant, it's just a day to show off your skills to your family and friends, just people outside of this arena that doesn't really understand and know what we do on a day-to-day basis. The importance of safety, I think, is a big training tool to show off what you've learned, and a good training opportunity to polish off your skills. A lot of guys, maybe not climb every day, so just doing something different, learning different ways to do different things is the big part of me, is enjoying the rodeo and being part of the rodeo. And just the camaraderie of meeting other guys from other co-ops and all. I've always really enjoyed that, and I think it's a good opportunity for the young guys coming in to participate.
So if we think about, number one, it's always going to be safety. The other thing, there's something to be said, and each and every co-op's like that, but you want to be part of Team Berkeley. You want to represent our co-op, and that's a big part of it too. And also, and you mentioned this, think about a recruitment tool. I know we had several different young men and women that may think this may be a career field that they may be interested in.
Absolutely.
So,
everybody may not want to go to school, so it's just a good career path for them. Learning something hands-on, being able to work outside and learn new skills. So it's definitely a good career opportunity for the guys.
I even look back, and some of our young guys now, they look to some of the, not that they're old, but some of our older, more experienced linemen, and that's what led them to that career. So you don't really know what's going to inspire somebody to do it. So I guess first and foremost, thank you for putting forth the effort. I know you had to do a lot of things, but thanks for that. Co-op did a great job. Very proud of what everybody's done. And so looking to 2025, where do we go from here?
Yeah, 2025, the rodeo is going to be held at York Electric Co-op. It's going to be on March 21st and 22nd. The Friday will be the vendor day. Guys will come in to get their packets on their events, get to walk the site. We'll have judges meeting that day, volunteer meetings, and then Saturday will be the day of the rodeo, and everybody's welcome that day.
All right, Kevin, thanks for taking time to talk about Berkeley Electric and the 2024 South Carolina Lineman's Rodeo.
Absolutely.
All right, so Chris, thanks for meeting me here in Johns Island. Two of the things that we often talk about is rates and reliability. And that reliability really fits in the engineering department, fits all of us, but as far as monitoring and how we're doing on reliability, that's something that's right with your team. Can you tell us a little bit about how are we doing with reliability over time and where we at today?
Yeah, so about 8 years ago, we set very aggressive goals in reliability, both for frequency and duration. Both of them, we've met our goals here recently in the fall, and we're going to continue to maintain those the best we can. It's really important that we keep up with our current growth, but also maintain our existing system. We have over 6,500 miles of distribution system. So that's like driving from here to Vancouver and back. So we have to keep up with our current load, fast load, but also our existing system.
Right. And actually not that far, maybe not technically right on Johns Island, but we were just awarded a Department of Energy grant for just about $1 million. We really wanted to focus on an area that may be more rural for us and in a place that maybe really needed that enhancement. So can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to do with that money?
Like we said, that reliability has been a whole lot better here recently. We've met our goals, but Ravenel and Stono area has always been an area we need to focus more attention on. We've done a lot of upgrades, but this grant's going to allow us to do what we call a FLISR system, fault location, isolation, and service restoration. So it's going to give us a little more of a self-healing system in that area, not just for everyday outages, but also during major storms.
Okay, which leads right into my next question. When we think about not only our growth, reliability, we just got done with a major storm. Maybe not as much for us, but certainly for the state of South Carolina, maybe dollar-wise, one of the worst storms that we've seen. So talk a little bit about how did we prepare, but how did we do throughout the storm as Berkeley?
We did pretty good throughout the storm. We were actually able to help a lot of our neighboring co-ops. Throughout the last couple of years, we've put in a lot more resilient equipment, things that can be submersed, say in our coastal environments, not just on the islands, but also in like your College Park area and things like that. We've also upgraded our metering system. It helps us gain more accurate outage information on and off times. Yeah, also during this storm, we put some camera monitoring systems out so we could watch the tides and the flooding in particular areas to make sure that we can adapt to how this storm came. Also, we have a GIS dashboard, which is like an assessment tool. So our field crews can communicate better with the office, and we can better assess the damage and move crews where they need to be. We've also lended out this assessment tool to other co-ops during Helene that really helped them.
Right. So things are getting more and more technical. We've got a lot more tools in the toolbox, and we've got to find a way to make sure, and at the end of the day, it's return on investment. We've got to ensure that safe, reliable, and affordable is always at the top of our list. We're making sure we're being good stewards of our members' money. So thank you for what you do and your team, and from here, we're off to Goose Creek. Thanks Chris.
Mike.
All right, Amy, thanks for joining me today. As Vice President of Member Services, you have undoubtedly the largest group of employees that regularly is in contact with our members. So just thanking, from the things that they do day in and day out. And recently you just mentioned that they will take 10 to 12,000 calls every month. And that's not the chats, that's not the emails, but it's just the sheer volume. And everybody has pretty defined what each and every person does, but then at the same time, you've implemented something a little bit different. We've started some cross-training. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we recently combined job descriptions within the Member Services Department. We felt like it would make a more well-rounded member service specialist, knowing all aspects of interacting with members. And so we decided to implement cross-training as part of that training process. And that involves an employee leaving their home district and going somewhere else for 6 weeks and working with a whole new team and a whole new supervisor in a whole new environment. And it's been really successful. They're getting to see the front end of those interactions, the back end of those interactions, and I feel like it's been a very positive thing for us with all of the districts being as different as they are.
So the two things with that, number one, are we helping our members, and then the employee experience? Are they more confident in what they can do, and then the cross-training behind that?
Yeah, I feel like pretty much across the board, they're able to more effectively serve our members the first time they call or the first time they come in. It's not uncommon for a member to come in the office wanting to know the status of an application they submitted online. And for those reps in the office who've been trained in the contact center, they're able to pull that application and work it right there with that member right in front of them. So it gives them even more knowledge to serve that member instead of saying someone will work it in a few hours and be in touch.
So knowing that our employees are sitting in a different seat, And sometimes that becomes a little bit uncomfortable because we get accustomed to what we're doing. So today I'm doing one thing, but I'm going to learn somebody else's role. And I guess the whole intent was to see things from another perspective and there again be of better service to our members. So can you expand on that maybe a little bit?
Sure. We had employees who were very hesitant in the beginning. I wouldn't say unhappy, but not thrilled about the idea of going to a different office and working with a different group of folks. The unknown factor is a little scary in that situation. But they jumped right in, and half of them ended up staying where they moved. They were very receptive to that group once they moved. And I think seeing the different environments in the different offices, because they're so different, it's hard for someone in Allendale to understand the need for so many bilingual employees in a place like Goose Creek, because they don't see that traffic. But when you pull one of them from Allendale to Goose Creek to work and they see it, then they understand and they get it. And I think it just helps provide so many different perspectives across the board, moving them in different seats.
Right, and I think that's beneficial for all of us to see how one another and how we all fit together. We all talk about that puzzle, but I think that's really what made this a success too. So knowing in 2024 that, hey, this worked good, so what's next?
Yeah, so we have at least 3 rotations planned for 2025, 6 weeks at a time. We'll do a few in the spring and try to fit one in between summer and fall. The hope is to hit all of our newer employees, since we've made that a requirement for promotions now. So they have to go through a cross-training cycle to move up to that next level. So trying to make it a positive thing, and hopefully we'll get lots of folks rotated around this year.
All right, thank you, Amy. Appreciate you taking time, and we're now off to Allendale to talk to Eddie Plowden. All right, Eddie, thank you for taking time to talk about your favorite topic in the world, and that's how to save members energy. You've been at this for 38 years, so actually I've been doing this a fair amount of time myself, but I don't know anybody in my career that is more passionate about helping members. Tell us a little bit about what Berkeley has in our Home Advantage loan program and how that helps members.
It's a great program for members, Mike. A Home Advantage program actually started originally back in the early 1980s, and we've had a journey through that process and making it better throughout time for members, easier for them to apply online, find out about everything online. We provide contractors for them to use throughout the process. We have professional auditors that actually go out and audit the home and show the best things for members to invest in their home. Once this is completed, we inspect it and make sure the member is satisfied with the work. After that, it's on bill. The actual financing is monthly payments, right on the member's bill. Mike, our goal for the financing is that the on bill payments will be pretty close to actually the savings, per month from the investment in the homes. Members are investing in their house and make it more energy efficient and more comfortable, and we want that to be pretty close. So in the end, we want the member to be satisfied and have an improvement in their home.
Right, and you think about co-op purpose, and we're as local gets. We all, our members, me included, own the co-op, so that we're always looking out what's in the best interest of our members. So great program, and we recently enhanced that. So talk a little bit about the enhancement to the existing program that's been around for a number of years.
Over time, we get concerned about cost, operating our company, trying to operate the company to the best interest of our members. And we recently got the USDA financing at no interest to support our lending to members. So not only can that sustain us in the years to come with no cost for those funds, but it's sustainable down the road, and we can grow it as we grow as a co-op.
Right. All right. So we know the cost of everything's going up around everything we do. I think the program is now $20,000 for up to 5 years repayment. So what a great program for our members to help them save energy.
Yep, and 5% interest. That's a good
That's
rate.
Right.
And you got Berkeley Electric Cooperative employees that you can trust us to come out and do a good job of inspecting and helping the member through the process.
Ms. Rhodes, thank you so much for inviting us into your home, and I'm anxious to hear about the process and how things went for you. So thank you.
You're very welcome. In fact, it's a pleasure having you here.
And Mr. Lavoia, the Home Advantage Loan Program is a program for you. What problems were you having with your HVAC system, to contact us about the program?
The problem that I was having is that actually my heating and air conditioning unit just went out. Overnight, without warning, it just went out. And temperatures were probably about 90 degrees. So that's what happened.
How did you know to even contact the co-op about the program?
Berkeley Electric has always been a stable in this community and with my home. So of course the first thought was call Berkeley Electric, because I know that they're always working with energy efficiency and ways to improve members' comfort with their homes.
And thanks, I'm glad you called us.
I am too.
So when we think about the process, and you said that Berkeley Electric was one of your first thoughts, which is great because we want to be that energy resource that's unbiased. We have no direct ties to any specific contractors. But as we walk through that process, how did that go? What was your experience like?
The process went very well. Sometimes, especially being a single female, when it comes to these really big expenses, sometimes we're kind of at a loss. So contacting Berkeley Electric and working with them, and as well as the contractors, the process itself went very well for me.
So when we go through these things, and all of us are like that, there's things that's a little bit unknown, and that's why we want to, at the end of the day, we're here to help our members. So helping you through the process, so you've had it up and running. So now that it's going, what's been your experience? Can you feel a difference? Has it helped your energy consumption? And how is it since now it's in your home?
It's been working really well. Really happy with it. Temperature-wise and everything, this new system, it's so much improved from what I had. It requires very little up and down. Getting up in the middle of the night is too hot, it's too cold. It's adjusting itself well, and I'm seeing savings.
Well, that's great.
And you used the Ecobee thermostat also, so how's that working out with you with a smart thermostat program?
That thermostat is really smart, and I'm still learning, but it's really nice. I'm happy that I have it.
Yeah, it's going to give you additional savings, which is wonderful.
Yes, and I'm beginning to see the savings as well. It's a trade-off. The savings in the energy bill and the loan amount, it equals out so that I don't really feel that payment, having to make a payment for the system, because it equals out.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that story with us.
Yes, you're welcome.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Ms. Rhodes, through this Home Advantage Loan Program, we have a really good group of HVAC and weatherization contractors that have to go through requirements of having them state mechanical license, have to be insured, they have to do quality work for our membership. And in addition to that, we recommend to our members about their heating cooling systems. If it's working very well, keep it in place, maintain it, make sure your ducts are tight, it's running properly. But have a plan for when it's going to be replaced. We recommend replacing with an Energy Star rated system, and then consider our Home Advantage Loan Program as far as the process to replace it. So
kind of wrap things up, this is something, and I've been at this 30 plus years, Eddie 38, so I don't have as long as Eddie, but this is part of our mission: safe, reliable, affordable, being part of the community. But at the end of the day, we're here to serve our members. We're not for profit. Our members are our owners, so this is what Eddie and I and everybody at the co-op, this is our purpose, is to help our members. So we're happy to do this and appreciate you letting us come into your home to talk a little bit about our program.
And I really appreciate you coming in because, as I said, Berkeley Electric has always been family.
Well, thank you. All right, from here, we go back to Micah.
Thanks, Mike. We've reached the portion of the business session where we address unfinished business. Having none, we will move on. If you would like to submit new business for consideration, please use our website's live chat function or send a message through the option listed on our website's annual meeting page. Comments will be accepted until the close of business on December 31st, 2024. Each year, 3 of the 9 board positions are elected on a rotating basis, with members being given the opportunity to submit a petition to run for one of the eligible seats. This year, no petition candidates were received, so the incumbent board members are automatically re-elected to represent their districts pursuant to the cooperative's bylaws. The following incumbents were reinstated. In District 3, Wayne DeWitt. In District 6, Willis Sanders. And in District 9, Henry Chavis Sr. And with that, we have concluded the business session of our meeting. We stand adjourned. Thank you for participating in this very important process of being a member owner of your electric cooperative. All members who registered and voted at our drive-through events will see a $30 credit on your next billing cycle. When you voted, you are also automatically entered to win one of our door prizes, including the grand prize, a 2014 Dodge Charger. The winners of the door prizes will be announced on our website by 8 a.m. tomorrow and contacted directly. The election results will also be posted. Go to berkeley-electric.coop or check our social media accounts for more information. Thank you for joining us, and good night.